people criticize Las Vegas, or at least they acknowledge that it's the 40th biggest media market across the country. And
right, that's an issue.
If Major League Baseball goes there, it would be the smallest Major League Baseball market. And I've kind of made this analogy based on everything else that's happening, right? The Golden Knights expanded, the Raiders relocated. As you mentioned, NBA and MLS probably right around the corner. You're having the big F1 race this November, I believe. Is it kind of like a Las Vegas buffet where sometimes your eyes are bigger than your stomach? And at this point, within a decade span, all of these things could come to Las Vegas. And then at some point down the road, it can't realistically support all of it. Is there at least an acknowledgement of that? Is there a fear of that? Or does Las Vegas even consider that?
Both. There is acknowledgement and fear of the fact that Las Vegas would be the smallest market in the country to host 3 major league teams.
Yeah.
And at its heart and soul, Las Vegas is an event town. And I think the Raiders and the Golden Knights do well here. Both teams have among the highest average ticket prices, so it shows you have a demand for the product.
It's like $500 per Raider game, which I think is by far
the Raiders.
Most of
we have stories on our, just to plug LVSportsBiz.
Please do.
We have the links to the stories showing both the average prices of both Golden Knights and Raiders games, and there's a demand. And I think, as we talked in our session, both have very specific niches in this market.
Yeah.
The Athletics, it just doesn't feel like an organic fit to me. I think Las Vegas, like I mentioned, is so good at events. That's why the Formula One race is going to be, I think, an amazing, event. It's not it'll be an annual event, but F1 is investing big time in Las Vegas. They're building like $1 billion paddock super staging, headquarters area.
Is there public money
just off the strip?
Public money for that, or no?
No, that is privately financed. Huh. So, they're working on that. They're working on that facility right now. In fact, Las Vegas Boulevard is being torn up.
Construction's bad right now. Huh?
Las Vegas Boulevard is being torn up because they're redoing the entire
islands and stuff.
3.8 mile circuit is being repaved.
Wow.
But my point is that it's going to be a huge event. And I think Las Vegas, like the Super Bowl, will be fine here. And, the Final Four is coming to the Raider Stadium, and that'll be fine. Las Vegas excels at one-off events. A Major League Baseball season of 81 home games where it's, you have some really high-profile teams, and then you have teams with players that no one even have heard about, perhaps. That's a different sell, because Las Vegas, we have a lot of sport fans here, don't get me wrong, but the sports venues here are used for sports fans and for people who just want an experience. Sure. And that's why the whole evolution of the sports venue is based on really catering to casual fans who want a social experience, besides, having the hardcore sports fan there. So, the Oakland Athletics coming to Las Vegas, it's almost kind of that's like a circular peg in a kind of a square shaped hole sometimes. It's just kind of, I'm not quite sure it's an organic match.
Interesting. And I've always said, evaluating attendance alone, that the Golden Knights in the middle of the winter time are different than the Raiders, who only play 8-9 home games a year, and are different from the A's, who would be playing 81 dates indoors summertime in Las Vegas. I know the Golden Knights get a lot of snowbirds from Canada, Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto.
We saw them last night,
Winnipeg.
Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, they love, and you know what? In January, February, they can't wait to get out of the snow, and Las Vegas is a perfect destination to fly down, see your team, go see a show, have some nice meals, all that stuff. Again, for the Raiders, it's 8 Sundays a year. I mean, it's a perfect weekend opportunity, but to your point, it's those middle of the week games. And look, I could be totally wrong. And people see me, Alan. I mean, I hope this is understood. I'm trying to get your knowledge as a real source down there. I'm not trying to be super pessimistic, but nobody really knows how this is going to work. So when you hear people say, oh, it's for sure a done deal, and this is easy, and this is going to be great, I don't know that this is an untested market, and this is a brand new type of fruit. This is apples and oranges we're trying to compare. So,
I got to tell you, we haven't talked about this one issue, and that is we already have baseball here. It's the AAA Aviators, which ironically is the AAA team for the Athletics.
Yep.
The Aviators play in a gorgeous baseball park.
Yeah.
The venue is among the nicest minor league baseball parks in the country. It was built for $150 million. Because I'm into the whole political subsidy kind of topic, we should, the Howard Hughes Corporation that owns the baseball park in its master developed community called Summerlin here in the West Valley. They received $80 million from the LVCVA, the Las Vegas Convention and Visit Authority, in the form of a naming rights deal. That's why technically it's called Las Vegas Ballpark. I don't know how they were able to convince the tourism agency that's charged with bringing visitors to give $80 million to a ballpark that attracts locals. I mean, that was kind of now you got to give them credit for pulling that magic out, but they have $80 million in public money invested in that ballpark that cost $150 million to build. So, there's a public investment in that ballpark. The Aviator games are well attended. They have, I think, the highest attendance in the Pacific Coast League.
Yeah.
And it's a popular place for people to go. Even if you're not a baseball fan, it's kind of a fun place to go to. They have 22 suites. They have a swimming pool out in center field. They have a really nice club restaurant area behind home plate that's kind of connected to the two wings of the suites. My point is that it's a nice baseball stadium. And if you like baseball in Las Vegas, guess what? You have a nice venue to go to right now.